Michael Carter opened his eyes to darkness. The rhythmic clatter of steel wheels on tracks hummed beneath him, steady and endless. The air was thick with the scent of aged leather and something else, something metallic like rusted iron. He sat upright. He was on a train. But how? He didn't remember buying a ticket, didn't remember boarding. His last memory was walking home from the bar, the distant wail of a siren in the night. The carriage was dimly lit, old-fashioned, wood-paneled walls, brass fixtures, seats lined with cracked red velvet. It looked like something from the 1940s, an era long past. Across from him sat a row of passengers, silent and still. Their clothes were old, outdated, their faces pale, eyes sunken, lips bloodless. They did not move. They did not blink. A chill crawled up his spine. Footsteps, slow, deliberate. Michael turned. A tall figure in a dark uniform made its way down the aisle. The conductor's cap sat low over his face, casting a deep shadow. His hands, gloved in white, held a small leather puncher. He stopped in front of Michael and extended a gloved hand. In it, a ticket. Michael took it hesitantly. His name was printed across the top in neat black ink. Beneath it, a single word. Departed. Michael swallowed hard. "What is this?" His voice wavered. The conductor tilted his head, revealing a sliver of his face beneath the cap. Skin stretched too tight over bone. Eyes black, endless, filled with something Michael couldn't name. The conductor did not speak. He simply raised one hand and pointed. Down the aisle, toward the next carriage, toward whatever was waiting beyond. Michael turned back to the passengers. They were staring at him now. Their hollow eyes locked onto him, faces frozen in an expression that was neither anger nor sadness, just emptiness. A woman in a tattered dress clutched a broken locket. A man in a three-piece suit had a dark stain spreading across his chest, just over his heart. A child, no older than 5, held a doll with one glass eye missing. Their lips moved, but no sound came out. Then, all at once, they smiled. A grotesque, unnatural smile that stretched too far, revealing rows of teeth that weren't human. Michael shot to his feet, heart hammering in his chest. The conductor did not move, but the door to the next carriage creaked open. A draft slithered through, carrying with it the unmistakable scent of decay. Michael took a step forward, then another. Behind him, the silent passengers rose from their seats, moving in unison, heads tilting, fingers twitching. He stepped through the door. The air changed. It was colder, heavy with something unseen. This carriage was darker, the light bulbs overhead flickering weakly. And then, the walls breathed, the wood groaned and shifted as if something beneath it was moving. Faces pressed against the wallpaper, mouths stretching open in silent screams before sinking back into the darkness. Michael's breath came in short, ragged gasps. He turned to go back. The door was gone. A whisper curled through the air, soft as silk. "You don't belong here." Michael whirled around. A man sat at the far end of the carriage, shrouded in darkness. His face was barely visible, but his eyes, empty sockets where eyes should have been, bored into Michael's soul. "Where am I?" Michael whispered. The man exhaled slowly. "You tell me." Michael swallowed, mind racing. He had been walking home. He had crossed the street, the siren, the blinding light, the screech of tires. No, that wasn't real. That wasn't. The train shook violently. The whispering voices rose to a deafening chorus, wailing, shrieking. The walls pulsed. The lights flickered. Michael fell to his knees, clutching his head. Through the chaos, the conductor's voice sliced through, deep and cold. "Next stop." The train lurched, throwing Michael forward. He hit the ground hard, gasping. And then, silence. The whispers were gone, the lights steady, the walls still. Michael opened his eyes. He was no longer on the train. He was lying on asphalt, headlights blinding him. A crowd had gathered. A woman was crying. A man in a paramedic uniform hovered above him. "He's back," the paramedic shouted. Michael's vision swam. Pain flared in his chest. His hands were covered in blood, his own. He turned his head slightly and saw something crumpled on the pavement beside him. A slip of paper. A train ticket. His name printed at the top, and where departed had once been, returned. Michael woke in a hospital bed 2 days later, alive. But every night when the world went silent, he still heard it. The rhythmic clatter of steel wheels on tracks, a train running through the dark, and a whisper just beyond the edge of sleep. "Next time, there is no return."